And we're back. All right, as you can see, this video, we made room in the garage because we have to do some maintenance on the Sport Glide. So in today's video, I'm going to do something that I showed you recently on the Sportster. But today's video is going to be obviously on the Sport Glide. We're going to be flushing the front and rear brake system. Again, the ABS bikes, you have to flush the system every 2 years because brake fluid is what's known as hydroscopic. Hydroscopic means it absorbs water, absorbs moisture, and Harley recommends doing this every 2 years. So I recommend doing it every 2 years, not only on ABS bikes, but every bike. I don't care what brand you have, I don't care what brand you ride, because it does absorb moisture. You need to keep the system clean because you're only stopping with 2 wheels. And most of the time on these Harleys, these smaller ones, you're only stopping with 2 calipers. Unlike the Street Glide, which has 3 calipers, this has 2. So what we're going to do today is we're going to, take the Mity Vac. We're going to do the front. And you see I already have a rag laid out there. I'm going to tighten it down a little more to hold it in place. And we've got the quarter drive ratchet out so we can get, I believe it's a 5/16. I'll have to look. It might be a 1/4 inch bleeder. We'll pop that open. And then, of course, we have the ever useful Mity Vac. This item I have used now like 5 different times for flushing brake systems. And I'll tell you what, it's paid for itself multiple times over. So what I'm going to do is we're going to get it set up. And we're going to do the front one, get that out of the way, and then we'll move on to seeing how easy or hard the back one is. I assume it's not hard. It shouldn't be. Relatively simple job again. A lot of videos on YouTube, but this will be my way of doing it. So let me get the parts out that are needed to do the job. Come on. Whoop, wrong way. Flip it over. Go, take that out there, and we'll flip that over, and do that. Okay, so we need, let's see, we need the cup. Come on. I'll show you the parts we need in a minute once I get them out here. We need the cup. We need the cap for the cup. And we need a couple of hoses here. And of course, we need the end fitting. That goes over the, it actually is the piece that goes over the bleeder. So, they're all the same size in this kit, so nothing major to worry about. I get the damn thing out here. All right, let me come over here and show you. Same as last time. All right. There's our kit. This is the piece that goes over the bleeder, like so. And then, of course, you have this end. So this goes on here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Hopefully, I'm holding it in place. And then this will plug in there. But before we do that, we got to take the cap off the master cylinder and then suck all the old brake fluid out of there before we fill that with the new stuff. So I'm going to bring you up here. Let's get you up in the air a little more. That's the only thing I work with one camera, and it makes it a bit hard to try to get everything in place there. So, all right, so let's do this. Make sure you can see over there what we're doing. Yep, okay, very good. So first thing I'm going to do is take the cap off. Again, these shouldn't be killer tight. They're not supposed to be, but sometimes people kill them. I imagine this hasn't been off ever. So get this off and see what we got here. There we go. Okay, very good. So there's that. Oh, we don't want to lose the screws. Keep them. I'll put them on my little case here where I keep them. And then inside that is a plastic, and that should have the, yep. So that has the diaphragm to it. So you want to make sure you don't drip this on your bike because it will eat your paint off. So let me get a paper towel here. I always wipe everything down real well before we put it back together. I use carburetor cleaner, or sorry, brake clean. I use carb clean when I'm out. So, okay, let's get this wiped down enough for now, because we will thoroughly clean that before it goes back on. So, that's that. Now, again, wipe down your hands. Let me get I forgot I have a bunch of old t-shirts, and I forgot to bring them out. Let's see, what do we got? What does that do? That just put it in there. All right, let me get an old sock, another old sock. So, all right. You guys can see over there, very good. All right, so first thing we're going to do is clean out. I'm going to pump out the reservoir. So you take your Mity Vac, you just stick it to the bottom and start pumping. And there we go. So that's out. And you can see, doesn't look too bad. You see the color? Not killer bad. Could be worse. My Sportster was worse. I just did a Nightster 2008 that had been sitting for multiple years. I mean, basically since it was new. I don't think the last time it rode, I want to say, was 2009. Was sitting all that time. And then I ended up redoing a lot of stuff on that and flushing the system. So, all right. So now what we're going to do, get a paper towel. We're going to wipe out the bottom of the master cylinder. You can't see me all the time, but I'm going to keep talking. So we'll wipe this out. Again, be careful you don't, if there's any residue left in there, be careful you don't splash it on anything. Okay, so that's that. Wiped out. All right, so then your next step is we're going to fill that with fresh fluid. One thing I didn't mention was that you see, if I don't know if you could see it in the, let me look, see if it's visible. Yeah, okay, you can see that bungee cord, all right? I have a bungee cord attached to the signal light here, and it runs down to the frame in the back, and the reason that's there is to hold this bar perfectly straight, because you want to fill it with fluid perfectly straight. You don't want to let it turn on you, because obviously you won't get it filled where it needs to be, but it could also spill out easier. So this is one of the things that I always do when I'm working on them. All right, so and a brand new .4 brake fluid that we're going to take. Make sure we have a towel, and we're going to put some fresh fluid in here, nice and clear. Right to, there's a line in the inside the master cylinder. I'll show you where that's at. Okay, let's see if we can get you on that. All right, I'm gonna have to tip you a little bit to see it, but you see that post right there? There's a line just below it. That is your fill line on this. Okay, and you can see, look how clear that brake fluid is. Okay, that's what it's supposed to look like. It's not supposed to be basically urine yellow, I guess you want to call it. That means it's been getting moisture in it. That's why you get those when you get that color. All right, so now that we got that, I'm going to lower you back down like so. Bring this down. These legs down. Point you back towards the master, or the brake caliper. Get you a little bit closer. All right, so there's that. Now, and what we're going to do is, let's see, what size is this? It is 5/16. All right, we're going to pull that back off. This can go on here. I'm going to crack this. Come on, brand new ratchet. It's not quite broken yet. Just crack that a little bit. All right, now we know we're open. So I'm going to grab the 5/16 wrench, and then we're going to flip that on there. I got a 5/16 here somewhere, because I used it on the other bikes. 5/16. Of course, I'm finding everything but. Come on, to the back. Nope. Don't mind the noise, I'm certain. Why I do this for myself. There's certain tools I just keep in, and I don't, because it's something I use all the time. And there she is. Of course, it moves right to the very bottom of the box to where you can't see it. All right, very good. So now we got a 5/16 open end. Okay, that fits nice. Now what we're going to do is pop this on here, like so. All right, and I'm going to pull a vacuum. And let's see, let's get it to about 12. Yeah, there's a slight leak there somewhere in the system. So, all right, I'm going to crack the bleeder, like so. And now we're going to start pulling fluid. Pump it up. You can see the fluid coming out down there. Keep this down. So the main thing is you want to make sure you do is keep an eye on your master cylinder. Don't let it run empty. So we're going to pull basically a full master cylinder amount out. Yeah, it's not pulling, not holding the vacuum like it should. I don't know if it's popping off the bleeder. Let's see where we're at in the master cylinder. Yep, she's going down. You know, you just don't want to let it go past, because then you introduce air into your system and then you got to start all over again. Okay, keep pumping. Very good. Let's see where we're at now. Oh yeah, just about down to the bottom. So once that gets to the bottom, we'll top it back off and maybe go halfway further. See, normally what this does is this will start pulling, and once it pulls to a point, it'll continue pulling. So we've got a leak somewhere. I don't know if the seal on this cap is no good, but it'll pull a vacuum and continue sucking. So all you got to do is stay up here and keep topping the master cylinder off. All right, I'm going to add a little more fluid now. We're pretty far down. Where the heck did I put my rag? I had a rag here. All right, hold on. Oh, there it is. Okay, looking for the wrench. I left it in my dang toolbox. Okay, let's top this back off. Okay, that's top back off. That can go there. And now pump some more out. Probably going to take it down halfway now. And then I'll top it off, and that'll do the trick. So we'll let that go. And that'll keep draining down. And then once it gets to halfway, then we'll go ahead and top it back off, put the lid on, and this will be done. So, but this is how you flush a brake system. Zeus, enough, buddy. That's enough, Zeus. Come on, stop. Quiet. Come on, Zeus, stop. You're killing me here. Trying to record a video. That's the new dog in the family. My daughter's dog, I think I mentioned in another video, she moved to a place where she's not allowed to have pets. So I ended up taking him because he's such a sweetheart. He's really a good dog. So I didn't want him going back to a shelter because that's where she had adopted him from. And I didn't want him to go to a shelter because he is a good dog. So, okay. Do this here. Let's check our master cylinder. We got clear fluid coming now. A little more. I'm going to pull a little more out. And then, like I said, we'll top it off with fresh, clean fluid. Keep going. A little more. Yeah. Stop. Let's do that. I really need to buy more lines for this kit too. This kit's getting old. So I don't want to draw it up into the pump itself. And what it does is it starts pulling fluid up. Okay, yeah, that's pulling nice. Let that continue. See where we're at on the master cylinder. All right, getting down there. It's getting down. So, let's see. Come on, I want to go a little more here. Let me, just like I said, this line, and there's nothing hooked on this to hold this where you really need it to stay. So let me open that just a little more. Open that bleeder a little more. See what we can. Yeah, for some reason it's losing pressure. The Mity Vac, again, it is old, so it could be that the seals are going in it. I've had it for quite a few years now. Used it a lot. Come on. Yeah, it's pulling down. It's pulling it out. See where we're at. Yep, it's getting there. Slow process. Yeah, I think the seals are burnt up in this this Mity Vac because I'm getting fluid out of the side of it. So I think the rubber seals, I don't know if it's something I can rebuild myself. Possible. I don't know. But it's something I'll look into. So we're still pumping. Looks pretty clear up here. So I think we're just about set now. It's going. Yeah, pull quite a bit through. It's just like I said, it's not maintaining the vacuum. So where when this was new, this would, you know, I could pump it to 12 and it would keep a constant 12 for suction. And like I said, it's just not doing what it needs to be doing. It's not doing it. So, but I think we're pretty good now. Looks pretty clear coming out. Now we're going to tighten this back up. Snug it down. Very good. Pull that off. And we'll recap it. Like so. And then we're going to top off the master cylinder. And we'll throw the lid on and we'll be good to go. So let's get this to here. Very good. That's that. Cap this up. All right. So that's done. See where we're at. Very good. Okay. So now that that's done, I'm going to actually let me keep you like that. I'll bring you back over here. And then I'll show you that. And we'll take some brake clean. And we're going to clean off this diaphragm, brake fluid diaphragm, like so. That way that's clean. Now we'll dry it. That can go back in place. And just make sure you dry it well. Very good. And that's what you do with this. And then once we're done with that, I'll stop you for a little bit and I'll prepare the rear, and we'll do the rear while we got everything out. Get that out of the way. So very good. Okay, I think we're in business. Yep, that looks good to me. There's a little vent hole on top. Just want to make sure that's not clogged with dirt or anything. Okay, that's that. Now, back over here. All right, brake fluid's topped. Raise you back up. And one more. Okay. And we'll bring you over here. And as you can see, brake fluid's nice and clean. It's clean up there, clean coming out, so we're in business. So now, what we're going to do is tip you up here. Now we're going to throw the cover back on and the diaphragm. Obviously, it's got a shape to it, so it only can go in one way. So we just carefully set that down in there. This is another reason why you don't want to overfill your fluid, because it'll seep out through the top. So you keep it right to that line where it belongs and you're in business. And we take our lid. Again, lid shaped. Only goes one way. That goes on there. And let's see. Magnetize, yes. Don't want to lose the screws because it's probably something that the dealership doesn't carry. So, just like that, see? Wow, that one won't magnetize. That's weird. All right, now hold it. And again, go by hand. I mean, you wouldn't use a power tool on something like this, but you'd be surprised what some people do. All right, so we'll take our rag out. We got no spillage there. We're in business. And these you just snug up. Don't kill them. Just snug. And then what you do over the next couple days after doing this service, just keep an eye on it. Make sure you're not getting any weepers. Okay. Very good. All right, front's done. And that's how quick it went. So it doesn't take long at all to bleed them, to not only bleed but flush. And again, this is something you need to do. If you have a bike, you should really learn how to do your own work. So this is something that you need to do. You need to do it. Okay? You don't want to have a brake failure on a motorcycle. It's not fun. Okay? How many of you have ridden bicycles and remember, like, you went to hit your brakes on your bike and the coaster clamp came off? Or your pads were toast and then they flipped over on you. So imagine doing it on a motorcycle at 50, 60 miles an hour. So, all right, well, in any case, that's the first half. I'm going to pause you now while I get ready to do the rear. Okay? All right, we'll see you in a few minutes.